Okay. Hi again. Um, I will be posting and just kind of sharing my soul. Real nervous because, I don't get comments really and I don't look to see if people watch. And if you have made comments, thank you. If not, it's what it is. And also, you know, I kind of have to accept that this is helping me put one foot in front of the other because I haven't really shared really with anybody that I post videos online or share that I have like an Instagram account that I started posting to kind of from my healing journey. So these are kind of really personal things anyway. So I this kind of has an invisibility to it. So I kind of need to kind of understand that in trying to find my voice, maybe perhaps nothing will come of it except me getting stronger to talk and being able to give of myself to people I'm like related to in a way, little by little, to hopefully build a healthier family system than the one that we've currently have or have inherited. And so today I just wrote down several things because I wanted to quickly just talk about. Wait, actually, I had something I wanted to say first. What did I say? Actually, no. I wanted to talk about just some of the ways that have kind of shown that we are like the scapegoats in this family system, and kind of figuring that out as I was talking to someone recently, like how this feels like playing Super Mario, which that's such a popular game, but if the level or levels, I don't really remember, but I played it so much as a young kid. Um, the levels, there was a level in Bowser's Castle that you would have to get things right in order to advance. And if you didn't get something right, if you didn't go the right direction or do something correctly, there would be a buzzer that would sound and it would be like, and then you'd have to like redo that whole section again until you got it right so that you could move forward. And really, this is kind of what this feels like, kind of having to observe and be able to note, finally become aware of the surroundings that are around me. And some things I will not, say because certain things, it's kind of if it involves somebody that I don't feel like comfortable mentioning. But at the same time, this I kind of feel so weird because this is like, I know people kind of intentionally don't try to make like an electronic journal. So I think I'm a little bit crazy for doing that, and hopefully I find people that just have are similar to me as well. But I wanted to talk about the different things, examples that kind of show this this family system that feels like a need to do the level again to get this right. So I'm gonna just start. Okay, so the first one, I just have a list of examples. And like I said, it's going to be personal, and I always feel bad that it feels like backbiting. But the thing is, I think as I'm understanding the universal laws and the laws of reciprocity, all of that, when there have been things that are just really messed up, I think that there is, there is that asterisk that says, figure out, sometimes you do the best you can in trying to figure out how to face it and get past it. And I think recording online publicly, hopefully I'll be granted, you know, the granted this one time or two times or however many videos to be able to talk freely about my experiences, and it not be considered backbiting or whatever. But otherwise, it's just, it's tumorous. It's unhealthy. This is the cancerous energy that exists in that you don't know how one day you're sick because of all of these things that are being held inside. And so obviously I'm not trying to transfer it to you. I think so I should probably put like a disclaimer as well on the video because you shouldn't absorb things from other people that's unhealthy. But I think I would like this to do is to kind of have a transformative element because within this awareness there's that possibility. So I think the motivation is a little bit different than just to share. It's as I start to grow and heal, um, I start to have the strength to talk about these things. So it's multi-layered. Okay, so the first thing is that, I had made a video about an uncle that kind of made a side swipe about Howard University, me attending Howard University. And I've talked about I realize now the privilege that I have had in having being a person that carries Black immigrant ancestry that benefits from the stories of African Americans building United States and the horrors that have been experienced, and my father's story of literally being the first in his family to go to college and kind of facing having to take the totality of what my story is, which includes things like this. He went to Morehouse, eventually went to Morehouse School of Medicine and studied molecular biology. And, I've made videos about the abuse from my father, and I have more I could say because really that's like smoke, because there's fire really beyond that. That, again, I said I'm in counseling for. But, like I said, I had this uncle make a side swipe about Howard University, and he didn't know I got a full scholarship, didn't know I graduated magna cum laude, didn't know I came there with 18 credits, even though I took a year off. So overall, I took 4 years to graduate, but the whole process took 5 years because I was a year out. But just kind of like this ability to feel like it's okay to just talk down on something that's taken a lot of work to accomplish. And it makes me see how my mom was a scapegoat for him to say this at her funeral, that he helped out with financially, but it's just kind of rude to kind of say this to your sister's daughter or your niece, and you didn't come to my graduation or anything. Not a one graduation, nothing. So that's an example. It just makes me so angry, and talking about it just helps. Okay, number two. What did I say? Okay, yeah. So there have been this random negative words said about my mother, and these are again Nigerian uh, relatives. Um, I won't. I'll say like these are brothers. These are brothers. So you get to see the element of patriarchy and misogyny at play, and it sucks having to actually articulate that. So I won't say specifically what this uncle said, but because it's kind of in the context of it's not me, it's hearing it, it's from others that heard it, so I'm not gonna like divulge that because But I will say that another uncle, and this one was in England because a lot of Nigerians, um, you know, would go to either school in the United States or in England or stay in Nigeria. And because my mom came from kind of a, I don't know so much, but I know she was well off enough to go to boarding school and to go to school in the United States. And that's not exactly our experience, you know. Um, so that can be another video another day. But this uncle called her a whore. You call your sister a whore. I've never been called a whore by my brothers before. You know, that's an example of scapegoat energy as well as misogyny. Okay. Next one. There is a photo of me at 3 years old, a dance picture in the grandmother that I have met. So I have not met relatives. I actually do not have a grandfather on this side for a very specific reason. I don't even know the names of my Nigerian grandparents. I was born essentially in a test tube. I don't exist. But there's a 3-year-old photo, a photo of me at 3. And that was 36 years ago. Okay? 3-year-old photo when I'm 3 in my grandmother's house on the wall. I think maybe my mom gave it to her. I don't know. It's like a dance picture with me in a white and red polka dot dress, dance costume. And that's the most updated picture from 1989. Has there ever been any attendance of my dance recital, piano recital? No. That's another example of, I wouldn't maybe call it scapegoat, but I would call it the detachment. Just being detached, not having a connection. And part of it is that I know my parents didn't want us to go around the environment. And I'm figuring out what's going on. So figuring out a lot of things later. But I just kind of want to say